With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series fires things off here at the hallowed grounds of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's right, drivers going to lay down some quick times here in qualifying right here at the Brickyard for the iRacing League Calculator 170. 64 laps around this 2.5 mile. It's more of a rectangle than an oval. There you can see track temperature over 110 degrees. These trucks are going to be slipping and sliding around out there tonight. Look for the exit of turn 1 and the exit of turn 3 to be very crucial here tonight. Typically, we see the exits of 2 and 4 be the trouble spots, but tonight here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, watch turn 1, watch turn 3, big deceleration zones. Once these drivers are up to speed, speaking of up to speed, drivers out there on track on their up to speed laps, getting ready to turn in some qualifying times. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. We'll get that track information out of the way as drivers begin to lay down those quick times. Let's go ahead and get to the qualifying information over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Look for your favorite driver to go top of the speed charts. Doug Wasaki leading the charge right now with a quick time in qualifying, 53:50. holding down the Renovations Pole Award here tonight. See if anybody can go quicker. Brandon Pike now going to steal that top spot away. We've seen drivers break into that 52-second category in happy hour. Will we see it here in the Renovations qualifying session? Cody Giles going to get right there on the door of that 52-second mark. He's going to lay down a 53.06 for the fast time here in qualifying for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. And with race number 8, drivers getting towards that halfway point in the season. Just around the corner, we will begin the stretch to the championship chase. Drivers going to be vying for all the points they can. And in a track here tonight, like Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you're going to see some high speeds. And you're going to see some struggling through these corners. Wide sweeping corners, but these... I want to call them heavy trucks. Not as accustomed to holding that inside lane, getting around here like those high downforce Indy cars that have made the famous Brickyard. So infamous, really. Speaking of that famous Brickyard, why don't we go to the front stretch real quick as drivers begin to lay down their times. Cody Giles still sitting top of the speed charts for the moment, and we'll see Thad Failer. There goes the 42, streaking across the screen. More of a blur than a streak. Amazing how fast these drivers can go when they're all alone, all by themselves, and just look for them to go faster in the draft. Draft going to be king? I think tire strategy is going to be a huge part of tonight's race. Obviously, caution flags could mix things up, but how well you're able to keep and preserve the tires, you may be able, with the fuel mileage looking the way it is, a 3-stop race here tonight. You may want to skip tires one of these times and try to carry it out a little bit further and have yourself a spare if we get a late race caution. And right now, it's looking like some of the fast drivers waiting for some clouds out there or something. Just about halfway through this Renovations qualifying session, we've still got Troy Radford, Chris Metford, Spencer Teal yet to put in their qualifying times. Troy Radford, one of those drivers that did break into the 52-second column. Brandon Metford, the 83. He was the only other driver to break down into that 52-second bracket, so we'll have to see if Radford can get us there. Cody Giles showing the way right now. Quick time belongs to the 7. 53.06, the fast time here, the Renovations qualifying session. Moments away from qualifying wrapping up. We'll go to a quick commercial break, then head trackside for the national anthem. But we're going to give Spencer Teal, Chris Metford, and Troy Radford a moment here, trying to turn in their time lapse before they shut the track down. And there goes Radford, top of the speed charts. He's going to go to the pole position, 53.04. Now the fast time for the 94 Lucky Finn Project Chevy Silverado. Radford right at the front. You know, surprising to see drivers not breaking down into that 52-second mark. We've seen, as we said, Radford as well as Brandon Medford, both of those drivers in that 52-second bracket, and they were not able to reach it. Radford a little bit closer than Medford. A little bit surprising that Radford did not go for a second lap. He's going to call it quits, go one and done here in the Renovations qualifying session. He'll have the provisional pole for the moment. Spencer Teal, he's going to slide in around the 15th position, and Chris Medford still waiting to turn in his first time lap, the 46. Only truck out there on the track, and Teal going to break himself into a top 10 situation. Good run by the 20. Struggled just a little bit in happy hour in the Pro Cup. We'll untie my tongue here in a minute. The Pro Cup Racing Experience, number 20. Just about a minute and a half or so remaining here in qualifying. So Medford gonna be hard pressed to turn in 2-time laps here. It looks like it's probably gonna end up being a one and done for the 46 machine of Chris Medford. He's the only driver left to put in his time lap for the moment. Falcon Motorsports teammate, top of the speed charts. Fast time belongs to the 94 of Troy Radford. And as we have just a few moments here, we're going to wait and watch those speed charts, see where Chris Medford slots on home in. And there he goes, top of the speed charts. Let's roll that down for you. There's the 52-second mark. Medford goes top of the speed charts. Nobody left to try to take it away. The Odd Renovations Pole Award belongs to Chris Medford. And that's going to lead us right into our first commercial break of the night. We'll head trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And right back trackside as the bells begin to toll in the background. Drivers head off of the starting grid. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here in the iRacing League Calculator 170 for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Starting row number 1. Your Odd Renovations Pole Award winner, the Falcon Motorsports 46 machine of Chris Medford. Just to his outside, the 94 Lucky Finn Project. Troy Radford will start from the number 2 spot. Back in row number 2, the 7 of Cody Giles with a strong qualifying showing. Rounding out your top 4, Brandon Medford in that Falcon Motorsports 83 Zoe's Place machine. Brandon Pike, Mark Parkhurst back In row number 3, row number 4 here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 47 of Dustin Franklin, followed by the original Tyler Rex. 37 of Guy Clem going to slot in that 9th position, and rounding out your top 10 here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 41 of John Gutekunst. Row number 6, the 20 of Spencer Teal, followed by the Fort Worth screen printing esports driver John Garrett. Row number 7, Brandon Pamitat, Doug Wasaki, Pat Failer, Tyler Woodard. Back in row 8, row number 9 will be James Ott with Anthony Thurber pulling race control duties here tonight. Pace car down and away. Drivers hit the gas and green flag flies. For the first time, we got big trouble in the back. Caution flag gonna fly already here on lap number 1. Oh no. Big trouble for Brandon Pamitat, Spencer Teal, James Ott, Thad Baylor, Dustin Franklin. All caught up and involved in this one. My gosh, let's go back and see what happened here. And guys, can we get a little bit better view than what we got here? Let's go back to that. Let's see if we can't see what happens here, and see if we can't find out what went wrong. And already the trouble back in the back of the field. Let's go back here with Brandon Pamitat if we can real quick with the iRacing League calculator replay. It looks like the 74 gets a little bit of a push from behind, and that was enough to send him to the outside. Wonder if he was changing some gears in that 74 when the contact was made. We'll go back. Let's see if we've got an in-car camera shot of this one. I believe we do. Let's go back here and ride with Brandon Pamitat. And you could hear them all have to check up in the trouble in front, and you can't see nothing. When that happens that quick in front of you, a lot of good drivers caught up and involved early here tonight. We'll jump back up front with your pole sitter, your race leader, Chris Medford, is showing the way. Caution flag flies early here tonight on lap number 1. Brandon Pamitat, Spencer Teal, James Ott, Thad Failer, Dustin Franklin, all caught up and involved early here tonight. And look for a handful of those truck drivers to have to burn one of those quick fixes at a track like Indy where trouble can happen. And if you do pancake the outside wall, it's going to put a damper on your day, and having to burn the quick repair so early here tonight is not going to work out for a handful of these drivers. Going to be walking on eggshells, tiptoeing through the tulips, if you will, for the rest of the night. For a handful of these guys, they're going to have to keep themselves clean and out of trouble for the rest of the evening. And yeah, again, so a lot of drivers caught up involved early here tonight. Lap number 1 incident, or I should say drop of the green flag incident, really didn't get a lap in here before we seen the first caution flag fly here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And while we got ourselves some time, we say we go ahead and run down the championship standings. We didn't have a chance to get to that in the pre-race show, so let's take a look at how things stack up coming into race number 8 here tonight. For the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series, Chris Medford showing the way on track, showing the way in the point standings as well, leading Falcon Motorsports teammate Troy Radford by 14 points. There's yet another Falcon Motorsports driver sitting right there in third, 18 points back from Chris Medford. You can find Brandon Medford, Mark Parkhurst, with a great run so far here through the first handful of races, just 26 points out of that top spot. Close battles right there around that 7th and 8th position. Juan Jimenez with 2 race wins to his name this season. Jimenez not here on track tonight, but with those 2 race wins, he's able to slot himself inside the top 10. Going to take a little bit of a points hit without making tonight's race. Nathan Estep also going to take a points hit, so look for that battle to rage on just a little bit further down in the point standing spots. And there's John Gutekunst rounding out your top 10, but in a close battle with Dustin Franklin. And after Franklin has the trouble here coming to the green flag, you can expect that 47 to have to use that quick fix. I mean, if I'm Franklin, I'm burning it here right now, and I'm going to try to keep myself out of any more trouble. He's just going to have to hope that luck falls his way. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And a handful of drivers unlucky as we dropped the green flag here tonight at the Brickyard for the iRacing League Calculator 170. Driver's going to get the 1 to go this time around. We're going to go back. Let's go take a look at John Garrett back here. The 66. There you can see the Fort Worth screen printing esports driver. Crinkled up front end. Electing to try to fix some of the damage. Was on pit road for an extended stay. Went down a second time for a little bit of a stay. Trying to fix up what he can and try to keep that quick fix in his back pocket for a little bit later on here tonight. There's John Gutekunst having to go to the rear of the field here, letting that 66 Dead Parrot Fort Worth screen printing esports driver make his way by, and with the 1 to go being shown this time around, a ton of drivers going to go ahead and come back down pit road, try to massage the fenders out a little bit more, and try to hopefully not stay in damage control for as long here tonight, but we'll have to wait to see how it all goes. Your top 7 stay out on track. How about Brandon Pike and that money line 62 Ford F-150, one of the only Fords out there tonight. No Toyotas. How about that? I wonder if I wonder if they got something against the Toyotas out there. No Toyotas out there in the field. Brandon Pike, really the only driver out there on track, not in a Chevy. So it's pretty safe to say Chevy's going to walk away with a manufacturer win here tonight, unless Brandon Pike can be the David amongst the Goliath out there. We'll have to wait to see how it all plays out. Still a very long way to go here tonight. Only 5 laps on the board. We'll get lap number 6 this time by, and drivers will try to fire things off here this time around. Get to turn number 1. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out once we get there, and well, here we go. Driver's going to make the exit off of turn 4. There they all go, getting ready to come to the ICO restart zone. Pace car going to duck off, and we're going to get to set to drop the green flag on the gas, and away we go. Green flag flies as Medford nails the loud pedal. Radford with a little bit of a struggle on the inside. Long single file line there on the restart. Drivers already getting spaced out in the tail end of this field. Chris Medford leading Troy Radford at the front. Your top 2 starting to separate themselves already from 3rd place runner Falcon Motorsports teammate Brandon Medford. Mark Parkhurst right there, and that BJ sponsored number 23 Silverado. Brandon Pike gonna fall back to 5th for the time being. Guy Clem right there running in 6th. Cody Giles sitting in 7th. That's where the gaps really are. You can see your top 5 right there. already pulling a half a second out in front of the 37 of Guy Clem. There's Guy making his way down into turn number 1 as we'll complete our first green flag lap. The safe light repair, safe light replace. 37 Chevy Silverado of Guy Clem looking to try to track down those top 5 drivers. The draft going to be king here. You don't want to get left out there on the track all by yourself. And now it's a little bit of a stretch from Clem back to Giles. There you can see the Martin Esports Geartech, a number 7 machine. Kind of in no man's land right here. A little bit of a ways back to Brandon Pamitat. Pamitat was one of those drivers caught up and involved in that opening incident, we'll have to call it here tonight, because there's no real lap number for that one. And a handful of drivers already with some trouble, already listed 1 lap down. We'll go ahead and get that timing and scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see Dustin Franklin, James Ott, John Garrett, all 1 lap down early here tonight. Early trouble for all of those drivers. 2 of the Fort Worth screen printing esports drivers with trouble here tonight. Still a long way to go, though. They're going to be hoping for a caution to try to get themselves back on the lead lap via the lucky dog or a waiver round. So we'll have to wait to see how it goes here tonight for Franklin, Ott, and Garrett. But meanwhile, at the front, Chris Metford continuing to lead Troy Radford. There's Brendan Metford right there. He's moved up just a little bit now on the rear deck lid of that 94 machine. And there you can see trouble for John Garrett. He's about to go a second lap down. And at that point in time, it's going to be a large uphill battle for the rest of the night here tonight for that 66. James Ott going to pull the 65 machine back down to pit road. Looks like he needs a little more attention from the crew members, so we'll wait to see how it all goes here tonight for him making their way down to turn number 3. Chris Metford leads them all into 3. There they go, streaking on by the cameras. Everybody sliding through, getting through turn number 4, coming at you once again down the front stretch. Sold out, packed house here tonight to watch these truck drivers go at it. And I tell you what, why don't we go look at a battle out there on track? Why don't we go back here? There you can see the 77 of Tyler Woodard in the Woodard Automotive. The Chevy Silverado trying to take that position away from the 84 of Tyler Rex. He's going to grab the spot. Doug Wasaki stuck on the high side. He's going to lose a position, and Thad Failer going to make his way by. Spencer Teal going to make his way by. Now John Kudikunz looking for a position. .47 of Dustin Franklin right there as well. Looks like Franklin has indeed used that fast repair, so there you go. The .47 of Dustin Franklin trying to make some moves, still listed 1 lap down, so still going to be a hard-pressed night for him. He's in the lucky dog position for the time being. And I know it's early, it's only lap number 11. But what do you do fuel strategy? If you're on the pit box right now, if you're out there in TV Land watching, whether it's over there on the Twitch side of things, Facebook, or you're joining us right here on YouTube, what do you think's going to happen from here? Are these drivers going to run this thing on out? Because we've had drivers come to pit road. We've had them top off with fuel. We've had them down there long enough to fix some damage and top off with fuel. So what do you do? Where do you go from here? And Radford going to put that Lucky Finn Project 94 at the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to take over the race lead for the first time here tonight. New race leader at the front of the field as Radford gets a little slideways coming out of turn 4. Back across the yard of bricks, so we'll make that lead change official here tonight. 1 lead change amongst 2 different drivers. 1 early caution flag flying here at the Brookyard in the iRacing lead calculator. 170 drivers pounding the pavement ever since Cody Giles starting to make those that pit stop work out for him. The number 7 machine starting to make up those positions that he gave up after coming to pit road. Giles going to move back to the 6th position, trying to hound down Brandon Pike, the only non-Chevy driver in the field. He's a lone man. Talk about being a lone wolf. I mean, you've heard it, and we're going to speak about it in the NFL because football season coming up. You hear it every week, the lone wolf pick, and he is definitely the lone wolf pick here tonight in that money line. Ford F-150 showing some fast pace, though, able to keep up with the guys in front. Mark Parkhurst right there in the 4th position. So Brandon Pike right around 7/10 off, but he's got some company coming behind him very quickly. Jump around the track just a little bit, try to find some battles out there if we can. We'll stay here for the time being with the Zoe's Place 83 machine of Brandon Medford, trying to track down Chris Medford just off in front of him after the Falcon Motorsports Team H swap the top 2 positions. I don't think it was a planned swap either, because Radford has since stepped away, has almost a 7/10 advantage all by himself. So the draft going to be big here for these truck drivers to try to keep Radford in their windshields. But I also wonder, could there be some team orders here? Radford with 2 wins in his back pocket. Both of his Falcon Motorsports teammates have visited Victory Lane as well. So could we see maybe a little switch later on here tonight? After Radford going to lead a lap, get a point for that, possibly lead the most laps, another point right there. But could we see these drivers trying to set themselves up for some bonus points by one of these 2 Medfords swapping the positions and gaining the top spot and taking a checkered flag? Now we'll have to wait to see if that's the word on pit road or not, but for the time being, we'll stay green flag racing here. Lap number 15 now goes on the board here from the Brickyard. Gonna go back to another battle. Let's go back here where there's some action at Guy Clem. Gonna go way up the track. He's gonna open up the door for Brandon Pamitat as the 48 goes to the bottom of the racetrack. He's gonna take that position away. The Woodard Automotive 77 of Tyler Woodard starting to close in just inside of the top 10. The iRacing League calculator 42 of Thad Failer right behind him. Failer rounding out the top 10. 84. Tyler Rex right there as well. And Guy Clem looks like he may have had a little bit of a connection issue. Some electrical problems plaguing that 37 of Guy Clem. We'll wait to see where he ends up, but he is gone for the time being. The battle going to heat up once again here with Woodard and Failer. 8th and 9th on the speedway, trying to track down the 48 of Brandon Pamitat. The original Tyler Rex right behind him. You can go check out Rex, the original, over there on the Twitch side of things. Get some onboard camera ride-alongs with a handful of these drivers out there. A lot of them do have their own Twitch channels, so I imagine you can go watch multiple different in-car camera views, and we'll get to some of those in-car camera views here of our own in just a moment. Speaking of those in-car camera views, what do you say we go just over the right shoulder of Tyler Rex right here on board with that 84, trying to track down Thad Failer. Tyler Woodard just off in front of them. Brendan Pamitat right there in the 7th position. We'll jump up now with another one of our onboard camera shots, riding with Cody Giles, the number 7 Chevy Silverado. Losing a little bit of ground, losing a little bit of pace now. About 1.8 seconds off of those top 4 drivers, so your top 5 are already beginning to see those gaps develop. But Radford now losing time to his Falcon Motorsports teammates. Chris Medford starting to close that gap once again. Let's jump back up here up front. Let's see how it's all going to play out. See how it's all going to go down. Medford really able to wrap the bottom of the racetrack. You can see him right there all over that white line coming through turn 4. That's going to give him a big run back to Radford. 83 Zoe's Place Chevy Silverado of Brandon Medford has lost some ground, lost some speed here. He's going to fall back into the clutches of Mark Parkhurst. Then you can see that 23 machine beginning to make up a little bit of ground on Medford. They're going to see, or if I was the spotters, I'd be talking to each other, trying to see if, hey, can we get a little bit of a tandem draft here, a little bit of a gentleman's agreement? You know, let's draft down these long front stretch and the long back stretch. We'll give each other a little bit of room to get through the corners. Make sure we get through the corners with speed and get right back to the draft and try to track down those top 2 drivers. Otherwise, you're going to have to start working on some of that strategy. You're going to have to start working through, do you want the tires? When do you want the fuel and tires? Do you just take fuel the first pit stop? What are you going to do? How's it all going to go down? We'll have to wait to see if we can get some word from pit road. And here goes the 23 of Parkhurst. He's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to take that 3rd position away as Medford struggles with a late run pace. The Zoe's Place 83 machine going to drop out of the podium spots. And as these 2 drivers closed in on each other and had that little one-corner battle, that allowed Cody Giles to close right on in. He was 1.8 seconds back when we checked in a moment ago, and now he is under 1 second back from those 2 drivers, mixing things up. Meanwhile, your top 2 stretching it even further over the guys behind him. And, well, Radford, he's going to be your first green flag pit stop. Troy Radford, Brendan Medford going to pull the pit lane. Heavy tire smoke out of that Lucky Finn Project 94 machine. As we'll watch a race leader now, Christopher Medford going to take that top spot back once again. So our 3rd lead change. 2 different drivers here tonight. 1 caution flag very, very early. We've been clean and green since we went back racing here from the Brickyard. The iRacing League Calculator 170. And we had Radford, Medford, and Pike. Only 3 drivers to head down pit lane here on lap number 20. And those are 3 out of the 5 drivers that did not come to pit road. Ooh, big wiggle there for the 46 of Chris Medford. And he's had enough. He's going to go ahead and jump off of these tires right here. Cody Giles, Mark Parkhurst, all going to join him on the run to pit road. There you can see Brandon Pamitat leading Tyler Woodard, and Pamitat going to take the top spot, give us our 4th lead change. 3 different race leaders so far here tonight. And as we find ourselves just about a 1/3 of the way through tonight's race, want to keep everybody in mind of the upcoming special event right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with a lot of these Colonial Clash Racing Series drivers. The You're At Here 250 and Talladega Super Speedway will air tonight. Will air this Sunday night, 9 p.m. on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The Xfinity car is going to hit the track. John Garrett sponsoring the race, the Fort Worth Screen Printing Esports. An ARCA Series driver. That's right, you heard it right. Professional ARCA driver. Getting ready to head over to, I believe it is going to be Kentucky that he's going to be hitting the track next in that number 10 Fort Worth Screen Printing sponsored machine for the ARCA Series, and drivers going to have the opportunity to get their names on that ARCA car for showing up to that You're At Here 250 at Talladega Super Speedway. Special guest going to be in the booth helping co-produce that event. Look for our good buddy here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. Well, the king of the castle, the captain of the ship, Roger Muth, will be with us this coming Sunday night for the You're At Here 250. And Brandon Pamitat, after leading a handful of laps, he's going to go ahead and come to pit lane. That's going to drag Tyler Rex. John Gutekunst also going to come to pit road. Thad Failer will be one of your last drivers to make his green flag pit stop, and he's going to go ahead and head down pit road as well. So Troy Radford able to open things up. Look at the advantage right here over Chris Medford. 2+ seconds. He had a right at about a 7/10 second of a lead coming to pit lane. Was able to separate himself coming on pit road from Brandon Medford. Chris Medford stayed out on track that one lap later. And, well, the two Medford boys, they're going to meet up. They're going to have to work with each other. They're right there running in second and third, but a big gap back between both of those guys. So the front of the field pretty stretched out here tonight. There you can see the gaps between your top three. Troy Radford shows the way. Man, oh man, what a night here tonight from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Brickyard hosting the IRLC 170 race number 8 here in season number 3 for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Early caution tonight, one and only caution tonight. We dropped the green flag, and just moments later, the caution flag flew trouble getting up through the gears for a handful of drivers, set them back right from the start and set a few out of the race as well. The 65 of James Hott has succumbed to the damage sustained in that early incident. Guy Clem also with electrical issues. The 37 gonna fall 4 laps down, being shown in the 16th position, but still with us on track. 42 of Thad Failer on pit road for a very long time, fixing a lot of damage there. The 42's night is all but over. He's going to have to try to salvage any points that he can. How about the fast Dustin Franklin? He was involved in that early incident as well. So the 47 behind the 8 ball right from the start. And the Fort Worth screen printing esports driver, his teammate John Garrett in the 66 machine, he was involved in that early incident as well, and he remains 1 lap down through the green flag pit cycle. So while there's gaps between everybody on track, let's go to one of our only battles to talk about here tonight for positions. There you can see Cody Giles, Mark Barkhurst, and Brendan Pike all going at it 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack, trying to chase each other down the money line. 62 Ford F-150 of Brandon Pike looking to power it down and get himself back into the top 5. He's the only fast Ford in the field. Well, because there's no other Ford, so he's obviously the best and the fastest Ford out there. He's even better than the Toyotas. I tell you what, we say he's better than the Toyotas. Let's give you a little look why. Hey, you don't see a single Toyota emblem out there tonight. All of the fast Chevy Silverado bow tie machines going to pound the pavement here tonight. .7-second advantage for Troy Radford with one heck of a pit stop. Radford opened up what was only about a 7/10 advantage. He opened it up, added 2 more seconds to it. Now he's on a little bit of a Sunday drive. Chris Medford with about 2.3 seconds over the 83 of Brendan Medford, who rounds out your podium positions. We'll go take a look right here at that Martin Sports a Girotech number 7 of Cody Giles. Giles sitting in that 4th position, 1.3 seconds back from Medford. There you can see Medford just off in the foreground of the picture. So it was a 3-truck battle, maybe a 4-truck battle here very shortly. Well, we see our second round of green flag pit stops first, though. Drivers all come into pit road right around that 20 lap mark. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves about 12 to 13 laps before we see our second green flag pit cycle here tonight. Clean and green, except for the initial start of the race. So maybe a little bit of a reset, do-over, mulligan, if you will, for these drivers here tonight. Able to get up through the gears, clean and clear on the restart, and we've been green ever since. Those gaps starting to develop once again between 5th, 6th, and 7th. Parkhurst going to walk away from Brendan Pike. There you can see that 62 struggling to keep the draft. Now he's going to fall back over a 1-second gap. And now in Brendan Pamitat, he's lost a lot of ground, 5.5 seconds back. You can find that U.S. Air Force 48 machine of Brendan Pamitat. Tough struggle, but a fine recovery here tonight. He was caught up and involved in that early incident as well. So Pamitat using the quick fix, turning things around, and he may need another caution flag to try to make up that time. Almost 15 seconds off of your race leader. So Pamitat with an uphill climb as well here inside the Pro Cup Racing Experience. Number 20 of Spencer Teal. Great qualifying effort. Great show of speed in a happy hour. The 20 running in the 8th position for the moment. We'll have to wait to see if Teal is able to make his way up to the back end of Pamitat. There you can see Doug Wasaki, John Gutekunst, and Tyler Woodard. They're going to start to mix things up here in just a few moments. John Garrett starting a little bit of a track position battle. There you can see his teammate right behind him, Dustin Franklin. Those two drivers have since swapped positions, but here we go. This is what was going to be dangerous. There you can see John Garrett listed 2 laps down Dustin Franklin, 1 lap down. Franklin desperately going to try to keep the field behind him, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it very much longer. He's quite a distance back. If Franklin falls that second lap down, it's going to be really tough for either of those Fort Worth screen printing esports drivers to make their way back onto the lead lap and back into contention for a race win. Early trouble and calamity strikes here at the Brickyard. Race number 8 here in season number 3 for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. You're watching the iRacing League Calculator 170 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, you know you want to. You know you need to show these drivers some love and appreciation. Show them you enjoy what it is they do week in, week out, each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And you can catch them and some of their friends each and every Wednesday night right here, same time, same place. Tell you what, why don't you go ahead, show these drivers some love. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Give them that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell, and you don't have to worry about a calendar no more. We'll give you a nice little fancy notification anytime we get ready to go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Hot and heavy action week in, week out, whether you want the pavement, the open wheels, or you're looking for a little bit of dirt in your boots. We got it all right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Check out some great racing action coming up a little bit later on this week. And check us out tomorrow night. Going to be some hot and heavy action on the track. Then we'll hit the high banks at Talladega Super Speedway for the Urad here 250, the special event. Sponsored by the Fort Worth Screen Printing Esports driver, John Garrett. That's going to be one heck of a night, one heck of a battle. And right at the halfway point, Troy Radford only needs 2 more laps led, and he'll have the most laps led locked up here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You can see the gap has went down some. Radford has given up about 0.7 of a second or so. Wonder if he's saving a little bit of fuel. Maybe going to try to stretch this second pit stop, or the second fuel run, I should say, a little bit further than what it was to begin with. As we're just about 5 to 6 laps away from seeing a handful of drivers come to pit road. Thad Failer gonna bring his machine back down pit road. Once again, Failer with some big trouble after being involved in an earlier incident. The iRacing League calculator sponsored Chevy Silverado, the 42 machine of Thad Failer, with trouble here from the Brickyard. Got our good buddy over there in the chat, Mr. Muth, checking in with us. How you doing out there? Letting some of these our fine friends out there in TV land and across the world know about the You're At Here 250 coming up this Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Roger's going to jump in the booth with us here and help us call some of the crazy high-speed, high-octane action from Talladega Superspeedway and the Xfinity cars this upcoming Sunday. So good to see him checking in here tonight. And as Mr. Muth checks in, Radford checking out on the field still. Just about a 2-second advantage for your race leader, the Lucky Finn Project, number 94 of Radford, showing the way, a 1.9-second advantage over Chris Medford, his fellow Falcon Motorsports teammate. There you can see the 37 of Guy Clem already down multiple laps here. He's going to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to give the racing lane to your race leader. And there it is, now a 5th lap down for that safe light. Number 37. Brandon Pike going to be your first driver on the lead lap to hit pit road. So the 62 Moneyline machine will head down pit road. He'll get his tires, he'll get his fuel, and try to make up a little bit of ground. Looks like an undercut attempt here by that 62. We'll have to wait to see if it cuts in to that race lead at all, as Radford continues to stay out on track. His Falcon Motorsports teammate still behind him, Cody Giles, right here running in that 7th, running in the 7 machine, the Martin Esports, and Girotech. Chevy Silverado of Giles running in the 3rd position. He grabbed a spot away from Brandon Medford, who heads to pit road. That's going to allow the 23 to make up a spot. Parkhurst now going to sit in that 4th position. Brandon Pamitat going to work his way to a top 5. So your second round of green flag pit stops are underway here from the Brickyard. Looking for the battles, looking for it out there on the timing and scoring and around the track here. Looks like John Gutekunst beginning to bring that Girotech number 41 into the mix, trying to track down Doug Wasaki in the 34, who is just off in front. There you can see Wasaki making his way by us. Little look off of the backstretch as these drivers continue to try to run down these top guys, but to no avail. Troy Radford going to pull off of the racetrack and head down pit road. So that's going to be our 5th lead change of the night, as Chris Medford, your Renovations pole sitter, heads back to the top spot. Christopher Medford going to take over the lead lap. We apologize. Went a little squirrel right there for a second. And I mean, you're giving up a ton of time coming to pit road. I mean, over a 50-second pit road delta. These drivers that's almost for a lap. I mean, lap time sitting right now, the fast laps of the race. We're down around that 53:42 was the fast time, or fastest lap of the race so far, turned in by the 83 of Brandon Medford, as now your pole sitter gonna head down pit road. He'll pull Cody Giles and Mark Parkhurst along with him. What does the 48 of Brandon Pamitat do? Looks like the U.S. Air Force driver number 48 will stay out there on the track. He's going to go back to the race lead, give us yet another lead change here tonight. So that's going to be a 6th lead change amongst 3 different drivers with only 1 caution. Pretty much clean and green all night here tonight. Early trouble as we drop the green flag, but since then, drivers have been absolutely on it. looking back at the gap between Troy Radford and Chris Medford, looks to be about a 3-second gap, as now Brandon Pamitat going to pull the pit road. What does the 34 of Wasaki do? There you can see 34 machine looking off of turn number 4. He's going to look for pit road, and there he goes. John Gudekunst's going to get stuck, staying out on track. The 41 will take the race lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to give us our 4th. Or I apologize, that's going to be our 5th race leader. 8 lead changes now, as Doug Wasaki was able to lead a lap. So the Giro Tech 41 Chevy Silverado, piloted by John Gudekunst, he's going to stay out on the track, stretch the fuel run, looking for a caution, but he's going to have to come to pit road, I believe, this time by, and there he is on the binders, on the brakes, and he's going to pull to pit road. There's Tyler Woodard, the 77 Woodard Automotive sponsored Chevy Silverado, going to pull to pit road. Big shout out to everybody over there at the Woodard Automotive Group. And that's going to do it. Troy Radford going to go back to the point once again here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. In the iRacing League calculator, 170, 64 laps. The scheduled distance, we are down to 25 to go. Lap number 40 on the board, in the Lucky Finn Project 94 has himself a 2.3 second advantage over Chris Medford, another 2 seconds back to Cody Giles. So what do you say? While we're here, while we're at it, as the green flag pit cycle comes to a close, let's go through the field here tonight with a little bit of driver highlights and spotlights showing the way, leading the field here from that top spot, sitting out front. The Duncansville, Pennsylvania Falcon Motorsports driver Troy Radford shows the way. He's going to lead the most laps, and he's going to look to get to victory lane for a 3rd time this season. Your Ott Renovations Pole Award winner, the Knightstown, Indiana native, the Falcon Motorsports driver, sitting in that race for Riley, Zoe's Place 46 machine. Sitting in the 2nd spot, led a handful of laps, just a handful here tonight after taking that Ott Renovations Pole Award. Medford has been quick. Medford has been fast, but he has been second fiddle here tonight at Indianapolis. That's going to move us back to the number 7 machine of Cody Giles. Giles out there running well in that Martin Sports. Giro Tech number 7 machine started in 3rd, stays in 3rd, and he's going to look for 2 more positions. Giles has yet to head to victory lane, so it would be the first visit for him this season. Can he get it done here at the hallowed grounds of Indianapolis Motor Speedway? Brandon Medford qualified 4th, stays in 4th. For the moment, the 83. Just struggling with some of the pace here tonight. Just a tough run for that Zoe's Place race for Riley's 83 Chevy Silverado of Brandon Medford. And rounding out your top 5, the New Hampshire native gonna look to try to park the car in victory lane, but he's gonna need some help. He's gonna need a caution flag to fly here tonight. He is wicked quick, but just not close enough to do anything with it. So Mark Parkhurst rounds out your top 5. The U.S. Air Force 48 of Brandon Pamitat, the Long Island native, your biggest mover of the night so far here, up 6 positions to the 7th spot. Started back in 13th, running well here tonight. Looking for a top 5. We'll have to wait to see if he's going to be able to get that machine. A couple more positions, Can the 20-year-old get it done? We'll have to wait and see. We still got 22 to go here from the Brickyard. Only battle on track right here, beginning to take shape, beginning to unfold between the money line Ford F-150, the 62 machine of Brandon Pike. He's got Brandon Pamitat. It's the battle of Brandon's on or at the Brickyard. We're just going to call it that from now on. We got Brandon Medford, Brandon Pike, and Brandon Pamitat. 3 of them within 4 positions. It's the battle of Brandon's at the Brickyard. And the best of them all is Brandon Medford. That's a lot of alliteration right there. I don't even know if that was the right word. Sounded good. Or at least in my head. Troy Radford continuing to show the way with 20 laps to go, this time by the yard of bricks. Back down into turn number 1. Still a 1.5 second advantage. So this time around, Chris Medford able to close in on Radford a little bit quicker in the run than what he did during that second stint. So I don't know, maybe strategy's starting to differ a little bit. Maybe the abusing of the tires starting to show a little bit. Maybe Radford was really hammered down on those first out laps to try to get himself that gap. And now it's going the opposite direction at the end of the run, because we're right around the corner from seeing our final green flag pit stop. Drivers were on to pit road right around lap number 40, so everybody's been pushing it right around 20 laps or so. So we are in that fuel window to make it to the end. We'll just have to wait to see if drivers are able to carry it that far and make it to the end of tonight's race. Great speedway racing here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the iRacing League calculator. 170.64 laps was the official race distance. We're going to get all 64 in. We're down to just 19 remaining. The man that started outside pole position, dominating performance here tonight, really able to stretch the gap each and every time at the end of a green flag pit cycle. He gives up a little time during the run, but able to stack that time right back on when we start the green flag run again. So Radford enjoying his time here at Indy. So in the final few laps, the final few moments of tonight's race, 18, almost into the outside wall. Looked like Radford carried that a little bit wide through turn number 3. Going to have to clean it up just a little bit, not get too overconfident here as we come to the yard of bricks this time by. We'll have 17 laps remaining. Everybody's going to have to come to pit road at least one more time here to make it to the end of tonight's race. I don't really see the sense in trying to stretch this thing. If I'm possibly Cody Giles, Brandon Medford, I would say maybe as far back as Mark Parkhurst. I mean, you're 12.5 seconds behind the race leader. What do you got to lose? Let's go ahead. Let's come to pit road. Let's get these 4 freshies and let's get out of here. Let's try to run down a spot or 2 if we can. So if you're in the top 5, you're going to have to try to pull some type of strategy play here. Possibly that 46 of Medford. He might try and undercut coming to pit road 2 to 3 laps early. But I don't know, man. These guys staying out for quite some time. I don't think they're going to have enough to get there to the end. I mean, by our calculations, they were on pit road at lap number 36. The last time they were on pit road was lap 36. You do the math. 23 laps from there. That's going to put them where? That's going to put them about 5 to 6 laps short. Do you even bother with the tires, or do you just come on and get a splash? I'll tell you who's going to let us know. John Kuderkunst comes to pit road. The 41 Girotech Chevy Silverado going to come to pit road for what should be the final time here tonight. Tyler Woodard also going to bring that 77 machine down to the attention of the pit crew. You can see the iRacing lead calculator, number 77, or 42, I apologize, heading down to pit road. Thad Failer brings his wounded Chevy to his final pit stop. Looking at the gaps and continue to watch that race lead shrink. Continue to watch that gap go away for Radford at the front of the field. Chris Medford is closing in. Cody Giles also closing in on Medford. So could we see a final, I'll call it a final 12-lap sprint race between your podium drivers tonight? Could we see that produce late race trouble, late race action? I don't know how it's all going to turn out, but I do know Radford is going to look to continue this domination. I mean, really set himself apart from the field. We had Juan Jimenez go to victory lane last week at Michigan, pulling even with Radford in the win column, both with 2 race wins apiece. But Radford looking to separate himself once again and grab a 3rd victory on the season. Will the Lucky Finn Project 94 be able to keep himself out front? After the final pit stop, we've got less than 15 to go, 13 when we cross the line. This time around, Spencer Teal, Tyler Rex, both to pit lane as well. We got a battle brewing right here. You seen it in the background. Cody Giles has closed into under 1 second. The Motorsports Girotech number 7 machine trying to make some headway and is doing so now rather quickly. Starting to eat up into that time. Radford able to maintain pace right around that 1.2 to 1.4 second advantage over these 2 drivers. But what do these guys do? I mean, if it's me, I might be wanting to talk to Medford, see if he wants to try to draft to get back up there to Troy. But at the same time, that's Medford's teammate. If you are Chris here, do you use another driver to help you try to catch your teammate to battle for the race lead? And well, there's your answer. Teammate's gonna leave Cody Giles high and dry as the 94 and the 46 pull head to pit lane. Fellow Falcon Motorsports driver Douglas Saki gonna head down pit road as well. So the 34 truck pulls the pit lane and Cody Giles goes to the point here tonight. That's gonna give us our 10th lead change of the night amongst 5 different drivers. Only 1 caution flag here tonight. The iRacing lead calculator 170. And man, all the Falcon Motorsports drivers have been to pit road. We've seen Radford really gain that advantage over his teammates and fellow competitors coming off of pit lane. This time around, though, Chris Medford looks like he's able to keep himself a little bit closer. Hard on the binders for Giles. We'll have to wait to see if the pit road police pop him for speeding right there. That looked possibly a little sketchy for Giles. And there you can see the 23 of Mark Parkhurst. He'll go by. He'll take the race lead. Yet another lead change here tonight. Going to bring us past that 10 lead change marker. The 37 Safe Flight machine right there running on track. Guy Clem. Multiple laps down here tonight, but still showing a fair amount of pace out of that damaged wounded 37 Safe Light. the Silverado James Ott. Out of tonight's race, your one and only retirement. 17 drivers took to the starting grid. We've still got 16 on track, but only a handful left on the lead lap during this late race green flag pit cycle. Your top 5 remain on track. Parkhurst going to pull to pit road, and that's going to put Radford right back at the race lead once again. But look at Chris Medford, your Ott Renovations Pole Award winner. The 46 Chevy Silverado right there trying to close the gap back and battle his teammate for the race win. 2.7 seconds back now is Cody Giles. So Giles indeed lost ground during that pit exchange. Was able to run down Medford last time. Will he be able to do it this time around? Fastest lap of the race just being turned by that 94 of Radford. He'll break in to that 52-second column, and I think some of the wounded guys in front of him may have had a little bit to do with it right there. John Gudekunst, the last driver on the lead lap, trying to keep that Gear Attack number 41 on the lead lap. But I think it's going to be a futile effort here, and as Radford going to draw him down to the bottom of the racetrack, he'll take that spot without any problems, no fuss whatsoever. The 94 hooking the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to put John Gudekunst one lap down. Gudekunst now going to be listed as that lucky dog. Tyler Woodard, the next man on the list. Can the 77 keep himself on the lead lap? He's 44 seconds back from your race leader, turning 53-second laps. So in theory, Woodard should be safe, and we should finish with 10 drivers left on the lead lap here tonight in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. You're watching the iRacing League Calculator 170. Three trucks on screen, 3 trucks in a battle, but only 2 of them are full position. The truck third in line, the 46 of Chris Medford, looking to utilize the lap car for a little bit of draft help down the front stretch. Man, I'm telling you, 8 laps to go, but I'm watching this guy right here. We're going to go right here, and we're going to highlight Giles for just a moment, and hopefully we don't give him that broadcaster's curse. It was over a 2-second gap when we hit the ground running for this final short stint, this final short green flag run to the end of tonight's race. He has knocked it down by over a half a second in just 2 short laps, so Giles definitely fast. He was 0.7 of a second faster than your race leader last time around. Troy Radford ran a 53.72 to 53 flat of Giles. We'll check the timing and scoring this time around as the field gets the 7 to go. And yet another faster lap for that 7 machine. Radford a 53.61, Giles a 53.39. That's another 0.3 of a second faster, but with being 2 to 2.5 seconds out of your race lead, I don't know, but he's only 1.5 seconds back now from Chris Medford. So Medford may need to play a goalie for a minute, if you will. He may need to block the run coming out of Giles, because there is some big time speed in that Martin Sports number 7. Ooh, boy, did you see Dustin Franklin? All sorts of out of shape coming off of turn number 4. Will cross the line with 6 remaining. Giles has moved it down to almost a 1-second advantage. He is definitely closing in. Still 0.3 of a second faster than both of the guys in front of him. So he is on his way, but does he have enough time? Does he have enough laps to try to get there? What will Dustin Franklin do? As Giles catches up to Franklin, what does Franklin do? Looks like he's going to stay at the top of the racetrack, and that's going to open up the inside for Giles. How quickly can he get by, and will he be able to get there by the end of this thing? It's going to be pretty close. Your race leaders all on the same screen now. Just over or under a second, I should say. Race lead for Radford. As Giles going to lose a little bit of ground dealing with the lap traffic. That last lap just 0.03 of a second slower than your race leader, Troy Radford. And that's exactly what Radford needed. Radford needed a little bit of a break on the amount of time that Giles was really closing in on. I mean, he was really reeling them in. And we're going to check the timing and scoring this time around. We'll stay with the Lucky Finn Project. 94 of Troy Radford, your race leader off of turn number 4. We go coming to the stripe. 4 laps remaining here from the Brickyard. Pretty much clean and green all night here tonight from the Brickyard. Indianapolis Motor Speedway hosting tonight's iRacing League Calculator 170 for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. You're watching season number 3, race number 8. As Troy Radford shows the way, we'll come to the stripe this time around with just 3 laps to go. 1 second separating each of your top 3 drivers, your podium position, all within 2 seconds of each other. Is there enough time for Medford to strike? Can Cody Giles possibly gain 1 more spot? Hot and heavy action here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Don't forget to show these drivers some love and appreciation and drop that thumbs up. But while you're here, while you're at it, join us. Tell your friends to join us. Tell your family. Tell them all. Come on, have some good old times right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Some high speed, high octane, high adrenaline, heart thumping, pavement pounding action 7 days a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So while you're here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and smash the bell. Get notified anytime we go live as we cross the stripe. Popsicle sticks on display, just 2 to go here from Indy. Not much of a change from Radford to Medford, but Giles has closed in on the back of that 46. Here you go, trying to break the draft. That's the first time we've seen Medford try to break the draft, so he's got some concern. It may not be written on his face, but it's written on the racing line right there. With that little bit of a weave, he does give up some time to Radford at the front of the field, but Medford trying to hold on to second. The battle is going to be for second here, coming to the white flag this time around. It's in the air, and here we go. White flag flies. Final lap from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the iRacing League Calculator 170. 64 laps of hard-nosed racing truck action here tonight for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. The 7 of Cody Giles looking to put that Martin Sports 7 up in second. Can he get the spot? Close off of 2 as Radford steps away. Weaving on the back stretch, and that's going to open up the door down into turn number 3. Close in the middle of 3. They all but touch doors. Going through that corner, advantage belongs to the 46 for the moment. Off of turn 4 we go. It's going to be a drag race for second place, and it looks like it's going to go to Chris Medford. Big run here by Giles on the outside. And it's going to be a photo finish for second place, and Chris Medford just going to edge out Cody Giles to take that second spot. What a race here coming to the checkered flag. Troy Radford able to step away from the field with just over a 1.5 second advantage by the time he crossed the stripes of the Lucky Finn Project. Number 94 gonna enjoy a long cool down lap in a post-race celebration once again. Give all the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show on the front stretch. He'll snatch the checkered flag, and he'll snatch his third win of the season. Job well done out there on the track all night long. Fast on pit road, fast off pit road. Your race winner here tonight in the iRacing League Calculator 170. The checkered flag belongs to Troy Radford. And as he comes to the front stretch, to all the fans in the stands, the sold-out packed house, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for the post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back after this sponsor break. And back trackside after a little misfire on the buttons over here. We're going to head into our post-race interview, so let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the driver that walked away in third here tonight. A fast run tonight, qualifying in third, finishing in third. Cody, it's Dave, you got us?
Yeah, man. What's going on, man?
Same old same. How you doing? How you feeling after a fine run here tonight from Indy?
Man, I don't even know what to think. Really going in it like pretty much blind because I've never raced here before, so it was kind of just a learning curve tonight, really.
Well, there was that early incident right at the drop of the green flag. After that, we seen a clean and green race for the rest of the night. Was there any type of strategy play that you maybe could have done after that early caution?
Um, I mean, literally, I just under the delayed caution and stuff, we pretty much just kind of you know maxed out on fuel, top off on fuel, took no tires, and pretty much did that for I don't know 3 4 times during the delayed green. Um, Pretty much strategy was going into pretty much save the tires and try to get clean air. And that's pretty much what we did. We just kind of save the tires at the very start and then kind of make our way through the front. Um, I did start, I think, third or whatever. And when I was making those pit stops, when that caution happened on the start, just kind of went back a little bit and just kind of saved and try to make my way to the front. And that was pretty much strategy. It was just trying to save the tires and try to get to the front. But we were just short. We were short, and I think that's just been the same song and dance all season. Just we've been tad short here, tad short there.
Yeah, well, coming up short every so often isn't necessarily a bad thing. You've had yourself some great consistent finishes. I mean, you came into tonight's race inside of the top 10 in the overall point standings. This is going to give that a boost as well. And as you said, you were able to make some passes on the strategy of saving those tires. So a job well done to you and your Martin Sports 7 crew. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Of course, of course. Fort Worth screen printing, Garrett Tech, Goose Graphics, IRLC, Oot Renovations, Pro Cup, Woodard Automotive, Martin Sports, and of course, the Patriot team with John and all them. Uh, Pretty cool for John to let me on the team with some, kind of different expectations, of course, but being a part of that team with John and everybody else on the team is pretty cool. So thank yous to them, and we'll try to get it next week.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you here in the next few weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the driver that walked away in third place here tonight. The number 7 machine of Cody Giles finishes out your podium drivers. That's going to move us right along in the list and right down pit road. Let's see if we can't talk to your pole sitter, the man that walked away second here tonight inside that 46 machine. Chris, it's Dave. How you feeling after this one?
Sweaty.
That's a pretty genuine answer. I'll go ahead and take that. Is that due to the fact that we had that early caution, right when we dropped the green flag, but from then on it was clean and green, hammer down the entire rest of the race. Is that maybe why you're a little bit sweaty in that 46?
Yeah, sweaty and worn out. Like I said, that track is actually really abrasive. 'Cause it does bounce a little bit, and then basically four short track corners in one lap. It kind of gets to you.
Yeah, Indianapolis definitely one of the physical challenging races. A little bit of endurance involved with it as well. You got to stay focused for quite a long time here in this much different laid out 2.5 mile track. So now that we've got some of these big races out of the way, you came into tonight's race 14 points ahead of your teammate. You're going to finish second to your teammate here tonight. Is there anything you think you could have done differently?
No, I've never been a. I mean, I love the track, but I've never been a huge fan of the way I drive it. I've everything I've driven here. I feel like I'm saving tires, but I'm actually burning them up. So, to finish second here, behind Troy, uh, he was really quick, uh, and Cody was superior fast.
Well, Chris, you know the deal, you know the drill, you know how we run things down, so I'm going to step back away and just hand you the mic.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Dave, for the broadcast. Thanks to the admins for letting us race here. It was a really good race by everybody once we got that first caution out of the way. Congrats to Troy on leading 44 laps there. Like I said, that's pretty stout. He's pretty fast. I think we had about the same speed in the trucks, but uh, there's just certain times that he'd pull away and times I'd catch him. So, congrats to him on the win. Cody, heck of a race with you, man. It was door to door there in the 3 and 4, and we if we made contact at all, I mean, it was a nice hard race, and I was trying to. I wouldn't say block him, but move him down the track there to give him a worse entrance, and it seemed to help a little bit. But he was superior there on those middle to long runs. He definitely got something figured out. Shout out to my sponsors, Race for Riley, Zoe's Place, Ellie's Place. Um, we're having a benefit charity race for Zoe's Place and Ellie's Place. If you guys are interested, to get a hold of Brandon Mefford, Douglas Wasaki, or Tyler Hilton.
All right. Well, a pleasure as always, Chris, and we'll see when we can catch up with you again. I'm sure it's not going to be very long. So until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yep. Thanks, Dave. You be careful.
All right, there you go. Final parting words from the sweaty Chris Medford, finishing second here tonight, and that's going to move us right into victory lane, and we'll have a few words with the man that walks away with his third checkered flag on the season, dominating, leading the most laps here tonight. Over 40 laps led. Troy, you got to feel good about this performance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I always love getting the win. Definitely a great track for me. Like I was telling Chris earlier, this is one of those tracks that it seems like I either have a real good shot to win or somebody walls it in front of me and kills me. So
Well, you were up front, so only your Falcon Motorsports teammate was going to be able to, do that in front of you and kill you. And luckily for you, well, you made it past that lap one incident. It was all behind you, and from there it was, I don't want to necessarily say smooth sailing, but it was pretty smooth sailing.
oh yeah, definitely a lot of clock watching though. I definitely it's one of those races where I came away with a win, but I cannot say I had the fastest car. Cody was absolutely destroying us, but had to come from a little ways back. So, definitely one that I'm glad the race ended when it did.
Yeah, well, Troy, regardless, you walk away with your third checkered flag. You came into tonight's race 14 points behind your Falcon Motorsports teammate. This is going to move you a little bit closer. So as we get closer to the championship here, is there going to be any in-team rivalries going on, or how are you guys going to manage this competitiveness?
There's always competitive rivalries between me and the Meffords. It's just a lot of good-natured fun, and we're gonna rib each other on it. But ultimately, we love to see each other win. And so, whether it's me, him, Brandon, Doug, whoever it is winning, we love seeing that. So, definitely got to push though. Chris has not made a mistake all season. I've made two of them, which is where he comes away with that points lead. So, love getting my wins, but dang it, I don't like being that far back in points.
Well, Troy, you parked that 94 in victory lane. Before we let you go here tonight, would you like to thank anybody that helped you get there?
Of course, always big shout out to the National Kidney Foundation, Evidence Based Mommy, Lucky Finn Project, as well as Turn 3 Racing Network, Colonial Clash Series. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's all the ones I got.
Well, you left it all out there on track. We had the cutaway truck out there last night, and you whooped our butts in practice. So not surprised to see you here in victory lane. Troy, congratulations. Pleasure as always. And then until we meet again, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Hey, thank you much, Mike.
All right, there you have it. Troy Radford happy. This thing's in the bag. He was watching the stopwatch, and he seen the 7 machine coming. Giles was definitely quick, but not quick enough tonight. Troy Radford gonna walk away with the race win in the 3rd win on the season for him and his Lucky Finn Project 94 crew. And as producers hit those familiar sounds and tunes in the background, it's only one thing to do. It's time to run down your unofficial race results here in the iRacing League Calculator 170. Walking away with the checkered flag, the 94 of Troy Radford. Chris Medford going to finish back in 2nd, and rounding out your podium tonight will be the 7 of Cody Giles. Brendan Medford back in 4th. Parkhurst going to finish in 5th with Brandon Pamitat walking away 6th. 20 of Spencer Teal could have come home in 7th, with Doug Saki right behind him in 8th. 9th place belongs to the only Ford in the field, the 62 of Brandon Pike. Tyler Woodard rounds out your top 10. John Gutekunst's going to put that in Girotech. Number 41 in the 11th spot. Tyler, the original Rex, walks away with 12th. Dustin Franklin back in 13th. John Garrett parks the Fort Worth screen printing machine in the 14th position. Thad Failer back in 15th. Guy Clem walks away in 16th. And finishing it out here, 17 truck field here tonight will be James Zoot. Big tip of the cap to Anthony Thurber, just down the hall in race control, pulling admin duties here tonight, trying to keep all of the drivers straight and get everything right after that early caution flag. Mixed up the field just a little bit, so a big thank you and shout out to the man down there just over across the hall, Anthony Thurber. Job well done here tonight. That's going to be it. That's going to do it for us here in the booth. We're going to cut off the lights and begin to roll up the cords and head to Talladega for this Sunday night. You're at here, 250 in the Xfinity cars. Promotional race, special night for John Garrett and some of these drivers. We're going to wait to see you at the track. We'll see them there. Will you be there? We hope to see you there. But before you go here tonight, before we say goodbye, remember to join us in that quest to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until we meet again, we'll see you in Turn 3.